Hey guys, so today we are going to be talking about cone word problems. So the first thing we need to do is we need to write down the formula for the cone problems to get the volume. So the volume is 1/3 times pi times our radius squared times our height. Another way to think about this formula is, I'll write it over here, pi times our radius squared times our height, all divided by 3. So remember, when we're doing this, oh sorry, I wanted a highlighter. Okay, so remember that this part of our formula comes from the area of our circle, and the height comes from the volume of our cylinder, and then we get the third, or the dividing by 3, from our cones, because the relationship was a third. Okay, so that's how we get our two formulas. So the best thing to do with these word problems is to draw a picture. So I'm going to kind of go over some of it with you so that you can see. I'm going to do number 2 instead of number 1. Number 1 is kind of fun because it has ice cream. So again, if you drew a picture of what it was supposed to look like, then it would be easier to figure out the volume. And then if you want to embellish it to make it look like ice cream, you know, a little sphere on the top, because that's what happens in ice cream. There you go. Okay, or a half a sphere. Oh no, needs to focus. There it goes. Okay, great. All right, so we're going to do the funnel. Brad uses a cone funnel to oil in his car, to put oil in his car. Sorry. Brad's funnel is 16 millimeters tall and has a radius of 6 millimeters. So again, I kind of like to just draw a picture so that I know exactly what I'm talking about. So here's my cone. And then it said that it has a radius of 6. So from here to here, this measurement is 6 millimeters. And that is a 90-degree angle. And then it says that it's 16 millimeters tall. So that would be 16 millimeters there. What is the total volume of the oil the funnel can hold without spilling? Okay, so we're just going to start with our steps. So our first step is to figure out our radius. So our radius is 6. Then we need to figure out our height. So 1 radius, or your diameter. And then 2 height. Then we need to plug all of our information into our formula. And then carefully put it in our calculator with parentheses. And then we can solve. Yay! This W/ means width. I'll just write width, then it's not confusing. Okay, so the volume is 1/3, and I'm going to put it in parentheses, times pi times our radius, which is 6 squared, times our height, which is 16. So then, again, just carefully type that all in your calculator. And the reason that I like to use parentheses is so that my calculator doesn't get confused and I don't mess it up. Okay, so we're typing this all into our calculator. So you can either do 1 divided by 3, or you can press the fractiony button if your calculator has one, like mine has this boxy fractioning button, but you don't have to. And then pi times 6 squared, or you can use the box or the caret button. Again, lots of options. Okay, and then you press enter. Remember, we're using the pi button for all of our pi, and we're rounding to the nearest tenth. So that's one number after the decimal. So the second number after the decimal is a 5 or greater. It's an 8. So that means we're going to be rounding this 1 to a 2. So the volume of this funnel is 603.2 millimeters cubed. Volume is cubed because it is 3-dimensional. Okay, so now what we need to do is we have the volume is 603.2, and it says, what is the volume of Brad's second funnel that is 6 millimeters shorter? So we have to do the same thing, but instead of having a 16 millimeter height, it's 6 millimeters shorter. So we have to take 6 millimeters off of the 16. So we have to do 16 minus 6, which gives us a height of 10 millimeters for Brad's funnel. Okay, so the radius is still the same, so we can just plug this in. All we're doing is we are replacing the height of 16 with 10. So we're going to substitute that in. Okay, so volume is 1/3 pi times our radius, which is 6 squared, times our new height of 10. And we're going to carefully put that in the calculator with a bunch of parentheses. All right, so I'm going to do it a different way this time. So I'm going to press the fraction-y button like that. If you have one, that's fantastic. If not, that's cool too. Okay, so 1/3 with the parentheses times pi times 6 squared times our height, which is 10. And we get a total volume of 120 pi, but we want our number not in terms of pi, so we are going to get 376.099. Okay, so now when we round this one, so we want to check this 10th spot, which means that we're really looking at the number after. Since it's 5 or above, we need to round this number. 9 rounding rounds to a 10. And since we round it to a 10, we carry over the 1 to this 6, so it's 377 millimeters cubed because volume is always in cubed units. Okay, so then C says what is the total volume that both funnels can hold. So what we have to do is we have to add our first funnel's volume, which was the 603.2, and we need to add the 377 volume together to get the total of both of these funnels. So 603.2 plus 377 is a total of a volume of 980.2 millimeters cubed. So this is our volume of our two funnels. I hope that this helps you out. If you have any questions, please talk to your teacher. We are here and around and ready to help. We love and miss you. Bye.